Okay, from 8 till 4:30 today, I worked on John's Ventura. Now I'm out here in the blazing sun working on Karla'S Camaro. I'll do a quick walk around and what's been done. Interior's in it, except for the passenger seat. Got center lines all the way around now. Some fresh tires. I got to do the rear brakes and put the power steering and stuff on it for her. So I do that. Still got to put the trim panels and stuff in for the lower part of the carpet. I still got to repaint all this stuff. Still got to paint under there. Still a bunch of stuff to do. It runs and drives it, fired right up and pulled right over here. So that's not a problem. It just ain't got no good brakes. I still got to do the rear tail light section and the rear wing and all that. Doing the rear brakes. Got the lines and stuff hooked up. Now I'm having to get all this corroded, rusted, stuck junk off. Alright, new brake lines is on. The brake lines going across is on. The wheel cylinders. The brakes are all put back together. So I just got to bleed the system. That's all on there. And now it has power steering on it. Thanks to Carrie, he hooked me up with the power steering pump. And I got the brackets and stuff. Right now I'm fitting a belt for it. Because she can't drive without power steering. This is the last big thing that she needs so she can take it up a road. Take it up a road and do some burnouts. The thing is so filthy. Like I clean it and it just gets filthy again. But it's all real nice and black under here. You just can't tell because it's so dirty. But Dennis let me use this light. I was going to drop cord from over at his shop over to here. So I can work on this thing in the dark because it is so freaking hot during the day. But at night, like even right now, it's probably 85 degrees. Really humid. But I want to get this thing done so she can drive it. She was out here helping me a little while ago, but I just can't sit in the house. I gotta keep doing stuff. I'm wore out and tired. I go all day long from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night most days. So, but I'm plugging right along on this. Just want to be able to see it go up and down the road. Probably gonna put a different cam in it. Either put a different cam in or a different converter. But that's the first engine ever built. Still runs to this day. The bottom end and stuff is the first one I ever built. But many years ago. I got a 650 double pumper that I'm going to put on it. I put the AVS too because they cruise around good, but they're nowhere near as good as a Holly. They just ain't. As far as performance, they can't compare it to a Holly. That's a good put around carburetor, but I had a 750 on it to begin with. I took that off, put that on, and I got a 650 that I bought from this lady, Noreen. She set a bunch of NHR and IHR records back in the 70s. Stick shift car. So I got a carburetor from her, belonged to her husband that passed away. So I bought it, and I'm gonna rebuild it and put it on this. It'll be cool. A little bit of good mojo. Yeah, something I was gonna say. This, being outdoors like this with a drop light, makes me think back when I was a kid, helping Dad work on his black truck or work on the 57 or whatever else. This is how we always did it. We didn't have no lights. We had one drop light that we run out there and we hung it over the engine, did what we could when we could. I didn't know nothing about nothing way back then, but it's cool. It just kind of takes me back. Good times. Alright, I got the alternator and stuff on, the power steering and stuff on, the belts and stuff on. Alright, so I got the power steering fixed, got the alternator stuff fixed. I went and got a different belt for it this morning. Luckily O'Reilly had one, a 58-inch belt. I'll show you all that, but I don't want to pop the hood right now. Put lug nuts on it, torqued everything, aired the tires up. Still got to get a lug nut for each side, one missing. But 4 will hold it just fine. But Karla is going to take her car down the driveway, down to the shop, and back up for the first time ever. First time moving it, first time doing anything with it. So we'll see. May not do a burnout just yet or nothing like that, but like I said, I still got to finish this up and we're going to repaint it one more time. Just glad to see this finally happening. spent the last day really working on this thing, and I got all the stuff that I needed to do done that I've been putting off, working on everybody else's stuff. So that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna hop in there and move around for the first time. Hold on. All right, here she goes. The very first time ever. Why do you feel the steering? Oh, it's so good.
No, I got it.
Brakes feel good? Oh, that is so cool. There we go. She moved her car and drove her car for the very first time. Now see if I can talk her into doing a burnout. It's cool, ain't it?
That was awesome. It's hot in there.
Oh, I guarantee it.
That thing just turns like butter. Oh, and Jimmy wasn't even at home.
It's fine. I think there's trans fluid leaking on the header. Let me check everything and oh, it's just valve cover. That's pretty good. Yeah, the excitement. I know. Good. All right, it's got a posi unit in it, but it ain't been worked in so long that the posi unit's not, the clutches aren't engaged. We'd have to go take it and do some figure eights and stuff. That's the very first burnout. And I did it because she wasn't quite comfortable yet, so that's fine. She'll do the next one.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah, which if you would have been in there when it started doing that clanking, you would have probably let out of it.
Yeah.
It would have alarmed you a little bit. But I was like, whatever. But it's snappier and more responsive than what I thought it would be with that little carburetor on it. It's gonna run good.
I think it was awesome.
It's gonna run good. We got to get your side mirrors on. We got to get all the rest of the stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff I still got to do. But
that feels like such a huge step.
It is.
That
is major.
So cool.
That is major.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right, Dennis, nice enough. Let me bring it over here and put it in his garage and put it up on the list so I can check a few things. So, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, she's pulling the crossmember out so that we can modify the crossmember and move the whole thing over probably ½ an inch. So she's taking those bolts out. And then she's gonna try to fish the crossmember out of there. Yeah. Like grab the top side of the bolt. There you go. Well, we took the crossmember out, slotted the hole, moved the crossmember over, and now I'm going to get, stupid. I'm supposed to put the mount on. I might still be able to get the mount in with it like that. It should be moved enough. That's where it was. That's what it is. Run it up there. Don't go like tight with it. Just get it started. You'll feel it. All right. That's good.
450.
So you can see where the drive shaft, see the witness marks where the drive shaft was hitting because it wasn't perfectly in line, but now you can see I got her nice and in line. I got to zip tie a few things, got the speedo hooked up, got to zip tie a few things. I got to clean all this and paint it, so ignore all that because it is pretty dirty and rusty. It's just surface rust, so nothing major. But yeah, we'll do all that, and I've got to get a longer drive shaft. This is a little short. I'm probably going to set it down and see if she wants to do a burnout with it. All right, it's recording.
All right, so Gina gave me this a long time ago, shortly after we first met, and I just want it to be in the car when I do my first burnout ever. So sorry if you're being a little shaky voice, but
a little emotional.
I miss her a whole bunch. but I can hear her in my head telling me, don't be a pussy, just go do it. So that's what I'm going to go do, Gina.
She going to give it a shot?
Yep.
All right. Like I said, just turn it around, back it down there, and don't go all the way out in the road. Just go to the bottom of the driveway there.
That's what I'll do.
So pumping 1, 2, and then on the third one, just hold them real tight and give it the throttle, and you'll feel the car try to lunge forward, and just give it a little more and keep your foot on the brake, and it'll snatch loose. And just watch your RPM. Just try not to turn her too far. Don't go more, 5,000.
Okay.
I mean, if you do, it's okay, but just try not.
Okay.
All right, Carl's fixing to attempt to do her very first burnout, and she's got Gina riding along with her. Yep. Gina gave her this a long time ago when they first met. So she threw it in here because she's a little nervous about doing her first burnout. So give her good mojo.
It's just been a while.
A long time. Years, actually.
Yeah.
Boy, she's nervous.
Ain't you? A little bit.
You're nervous, cool. Ain't you?
A little bit. I did manage to smack it back up into high gear, and then...
Yeah. No, you done fine.
I did good.
That was perfect. The only other thing I can say would be to, once you get more comfortable, let it roll on out, or go from first to second gear, then let it roll on out. But that was fine for your very first one. See, I told you, it comes unglued like nothing.
No, and it felt comfortable. It didn't. No, I didn't feel like it was going to try to walk on me or do anything crazy like that. And I never really got it past 4.
Oh yeah, well that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But you notice to do it, no noise, no drivetrain noise, nothing. It was just as smooth as it could be.
That's cool.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's your very first one.
Yeah, sorry for getting a little emotional there in the beginning, but
yeah, it's because of Gina, but it's happy stuff.
Yeah, so. Yeah, this is good stuff. So
this is a big step. It's her first burnout in her first car.
Yeah, so good. That's what I was wanting to do.
Yeah. So that's good.
Awesome. All right, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, so the next one she does, it'll have the posi in it, and we'll let her actually wind it out. Now she's got the first one under her belt. She's not so nervous.
No, I know what it feels like to do it in that.
That's what it'll do that with both tires. It'll just go ram, and then it'll get to about 4,500, click into the second gear. Then the wheel speed will really pick up. Now you talk about smoke. It's not gonna be a burnout machine. With that 342 gear, and that motor makes plenty of torque. It'll do good. That's pretty awesome. Way to go.
Thank you.
And with Karla'S burnout right there, that's, like I said, that's the first one she's ever done. I told her don't shift it, and after you get done doing a little burnout, she only run at about 4,000 RPM. that motor will go 7,200. That was my motor in my car that I built. That's the first motor I ever built. And it'll turn 7 grand all day long. But there's no need to do that. But anyway, I told her, just keep it in first gear, get the bugs out, you know, get the jitters out and do your first one, and let off the throttle and let off the brake, and it'll just roll right on out. So that's why she didn't run it up through there. But I'll get the posi fixed in it, make that work, and then we'll go actually down here to the road and let her do a proper burnout. But that was cool. That was her first one. So she's pumped up. And did that little thing for Gina. And we miss Gina so much. But she's with us in one form or another. But that was cool right there. That'll be a wrap on that. But she's quite happy. That's cool. All the headache and everything I went through to get that car to where it is, totally worth it. Still got so much to do, but that's a big deal.